beagle lover. My first dog was a beagle. I only saw a beagle as a family pet. I wasn't aware of the abuse and neglect that many of them suffered.
When I first joined Beagle Paws, all the beagles that were at any rescue or any shelter, they were always the first to be euthanized because they were, I guess they were thought of as just non-adoptable dogs.
At that time, beagles were only kept for a day or two when they came into the local shelters, because at that time nobody wanted beagles. Beagles were seen as outdoor, stinky dogs, and if they weren't needed for hunting, then they weren't needed at all. I saw what a beagle could be living inside as a family pet, what a loving and great companion the dog can be.
Along with 4 other women who were interested in the same thing, we met. And that was the beginning, 6 of us sitting around a table, and that night we decided we need a beagle rescue. So that was the start of it, and it just grew and grew and grew, and now we're the biggest beagle rescue in Canada.
Well, we've helped facilitate almost 3,000 adoptions over the years.
We have rescued literally thousands, and some have been, you know, in good shape, and others have been in terrible shape and needed a lot of vet care and so forth. We've had them come to us with collars going into their necks, you know, limbs needing to be amputated, and lots of cases of lungworm, heart disease. So a lot of our money and time and love has gone into giving them their lives back, basically.
Take my hand, I'll lead the way. Don't be scared, don't be afraid. I'll bring you home, I'll keep you safe. I'll run into burning flames. As long as you can call my name, I'll be there to save the day. You know I won't let you down. I won't give up on you now, no matter what's in my way. 'Cause I'm fearless, nothing that can break me. Hero of my story, I'm a warrior. 'Cause I'm fearless, nothing that can beat me. No one to defeat me, I'm a champion. 'Cause I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. 'Cause I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. Trust that
On top of those adoptions, we have a program where we help dogs that are not really adoptable. We call it our long-term and special needs foster program. This helps dogs, especially senior dogs that have a lot of medical issues. We don't turn our back on any beagle, so we will provide them with a retirement home, sort of, and they can live out their golden years with the support of us, with a loving family, and we continue to care for that dog as long as they live. So on top of our adoption numbers, there's thousands more that we've helped along the way.
My first foster dog was Burry from the SPCA. We used to call him Furry Burry. And he was a dog that had probably lived his entire life outside. He was in really rough shape. He had a really bad case of lungworm. He could barely walk. His fur was missing. And when he came into our care, we didn't know if he would survive. And I remember the day I took him to the vet, to my vet, who had seen me many, many times before. He kind of just shook his head and said, "Well, what have you got here this time?" kind of thing. And at that time, he was found by a man who said he spotted him living in the woods basically for 6 weeks, and it was this time of year. And when he was found, he was dragging a chain around his neck, and there was no fur left at all. So he was my first foster dog, and of course I took him home, you know, got him on meds, nursed him back to health, and he never left.
we've come so far since we first started, from meetings in someone's living room to now having our own shelter, our own thrift store.
Prior to having a shelter, we were taking dogs into our own homes constantly. Whenever a beagle needed a home, somebody took it home. So it was really stressful, of course, because, you know, always trying to find a place for one that was lost or abandoned or injured or sick. We took a lot of sick dogs home, nursed them back to health. Some of us adopted them.
Ring the bell and open up the door.
We moved right across Canada with chapters in Alberta and BC, and volunteers right in every province, and dogs all over Canada, even adopted as far as the Northwest Territories. We've come really far from the beginning.
These are my arms.
Our ultimate plan is to put ourselves out of business. We want the day to come where we're not needed anymore. But we have a lot of big plans for the future with our building campaign that we've been working on for the past few years.
We've pretty much outgrown this shelter that we're now in, and we are renting it. So our big dream is to have our own shelter, our own land, our own sanctuary, so the dogs will have lots of freedom, nice place to live. And for some of the long-term dogs, possibly they could live out their days if in the right environment.
Take us home. And we go, and we go, and we go to go home. And we go, and we go, and we go. This is my song, it's the only one I know. This is my heart, take it with you when you go. I wanna thank you for the show. No one wants to dance alone. I'll see you down the road. Hey, all together we will be where forever you and me. And hey, the sun will show us where to go. Love will give us heart and soul and take us home. All together we will be where forever you and me.
To spend time helping these dogs that have never had a chance before, it's a very rewarding experience, and it's amazing what just a couple people can do and what a difference you can make